Good morning, everyone. Another magnificent day. It is February 22nd, 2024, a Thursday morning. It's 9 a.m., which means it's time for our mindful moment. I'm Dr. Jonathan Zenz. I am the spiritual leader, the senior minister here at Unity of Tucson. Unity of Tucson is an inclusive and loving spiritual center right here in Tucson, Arizona. And what a delight it is to share this time with you. I love this opportunity. I do take this opportunity every single weekday to engage in some spiritual practice, and I do so publicly. And I do it every weekday because it keeps me consistent in my spiritual practice. And what I have found is that a consistency in my practice has enhanced the quality of my life. So I welcome you into that. Welcome. Grateful to have you here. Whether you're watching live or on the replay, I would love for you to post a comment and let me know that you are here. Just seeing if there's any comments coming through yet. I don't see any yet, but I'm sure they are on their way. As they start to come in, I do want to let you know, as my constant reminder, this is what I offer every single time I see you. You are love. You are light. You are life. You are magnificent. And I am so grateful that you shine your light and share your magnificence. So let's say hello to some people who are putting comments through. Grateful, grateful. William, we are blessed to live in such a beautiful place as Tucson. Love to all. Yes, we are blessed. Definitely grateful to see you this morning. Anna, good morning and hugs right back to you. Grateful to see you there on Facebook. Over on YouTube, good morning, Beryl. Grateful to see you this glorious day. Sherry, love to you right back. Grateful to see you. And Reverend Jerry Stratemeyer, good morning, magnificent sunshines. Always delightful to see you. Roberta, good Thursday morning. Yes. So today I've had a couple of thoughts that have come up for me. Really the primary thought, though, that I have is related to, yes, it's related to attachment. In the Buddhist philosophy, there is a notion that attachment is what causes suffering. And I think to myself, well, attachment to what? And, do I agree with this? Do I not agree with this? I think that's something for you to determine for yourself, whether you agree with that or not. But some things I will consider for myself is that when I find myself unnecessarily attached to limited thinking, limited ideas that are flowing forth as limited outcomes, then I don't think that I'm in the infinite flow of potential impossibility. If I attach myself to, oh, it's got to look this way, it's got to be this way. Because what if it's not? Well, I think that's where the Buddhist philosophy comes in and says, hey, well, then you're probably going to suffer within that construct. And so today is all about how do we release those attachments. And oftentimes those attachments are related to specific things in the world of form. Now, there are things that I want to be attached to. And it's a choice for me to attach myself to infinite notions of the divine. And to know that not only am I attached to the notion, I am attached to the wholeness. Physically, like who I am, the wholeness of me is an attachment of the wholeness of the universe. There's absolutely no separation. And it is not a limiting thing for me. It's in fact, it's an expanding idea for me to open up to the understanding that I needn't be attached to form when I know that I am an attachment and an expression of the infinite wholeness, spirit, God, whatever we choose to call it. That's something that I choose to be attached to, and it works for me. And as I always say, I will continue to engage in the practice that works for me. But if I find that something doesn't work for me anymore, I don't keep myself attached to it, so I'm willing to let it go. So what might we be in need of letting go today? You know, it seems this past week there's been a lot of construct in my own mind about what needs to be released. And the nice thing about release is that when we release the limitation, when we release things, well, it is an opening for what we can also accept. If we release something, what are then we willing to accept in our lives? So today is about releasing attachments for me. Releasing attachments to form, because when I attach myself to a specific form, that's not, I also want to be really clear. It's not that I can't have an idea of what I think might flow forth into expression for my highest good, but I don't want to limit myself either. So I can say, hey, I would like to have a particular experience, and perhaps that experience is not what will ultimately unfold, but something better might unfold. That's why I wholeheartedly believe in the additional step. It's not taught as specifically in the unity movement, in the practice of prayer, but I believe wholeheartedly in the release step of affirmative prayer that's taught in other New Thought traditions. That release is releasing my attachment to outcome, releasing my attachment to what I think the form should look like. It is releasing my grip on what I think should be, and making way for the infinite to do its perfect work in expression. So what are we willing to release our attachments to today? Perhaps today, make a decision to release one thing. You know, maybe you're not going to release it all, but maybe make a choice to release one thing today. That's my encouragement. I'm going to invite us all to relax right where we are as we step into the practice of affirmative prayer. As I relax in this moment, I choose to close my eyes. You're welcome to do so if that is a safe and comfortable thing for you to do. I choose to close my eyes because it invites me to turn my attention to the infinite, which is the inner life. I open up to a realization that the inner life is infinite, for there's infinite potential and possibility within. And it is that which is within that is flowing forth into expression always. I am fully resolved in my own heart and mind in this understanding. There is only God. There is only God, nothing else. And while I give it a name, the infinite power of creation, the infinite source energy, while I utilize language to describe it, it is beyond description, so I release the attachment to language. I release the attachment to language, and I open up to a greater sense of what it feels like. Knowing that what it feels like is beyond language, it is beyond words. And so I open myself up to the feeling of infinite flow, to the feeling of infinite creative power, to the infinite feeling of joy. And I know that these aspects are aspects of God, of the divine. And as I am open to a recognition of these things, I welcome also the deep-seated understanding that this is the identity of me. This is the identity of each and every one of us. I open up to the feeling of the divine source as my identity. And I choose to recognize this identity in everyone I meet, every person that I encounter, every aspect of creation. It is all the outflow of divine creative source, God, energy. And so knowing this, I know that there is nothing in the realm of the physical world that is permanent. And so I release any attachment to the notion that anything is permanent. And I welcome the flow and the evolution of that expression of the divine, knowing that it is always working in my favor, in the favor of each and every one of us, for its nature is to always unfold in the magnificent expression of itself. I release attachment to limited thinking. I release attachment to limited being. I release attachment to limited expression. And I open up fully, wholly knowing that the infinite is expressive, expanding, experiencing itself as life by means of each and every one of us, for we are that which is. And so there is no limitation except my decision around limitation. So I let go of limitation. That is my decision. I let go. I trust in the flow of the infinite. In every aspect of being, I know that the infinite is at the core of it all, ready, willing, able, and expressing wholly, fully at all times. And so with gratitude and appreciation overflowing from within for this understanding, for this word, for this acknowledgement of the wholeness, I simply let it be. I relax, I release, I trust, I know this to be so. And I affirm it by saying, and so it is. Amen. There we have it. Another glorious opportunity to engage in the practice, and I'm so grateful that you've decided to join me here for the practice. A couple of things I do want to let you know about. I know I've talked about it, but there's still plenty of room available to join the 12 Powers class. 12 Powers are aspects, they are faculties of our being, which are also divine faculties. And the exploration of the 12 Powers is basically putting tools in your spiritual toolbox. Spiritual tools for a magnificent life. If you would like to live a magnificent life, this is one of the paths that you can do to one of the paths that you can take toward that magnificent life. And if you think that your life is already magnificent, maybe it can be even more magnificent. Think about it. Participate in class. That's the way that we really get to the core of this teaching and put it to use in our lives. Would love to see you there. I do want to let you know too that the 12 Powers begins on March 2nd. It's a morning class on Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Saturdays. Also on Saturday, March 2nd, is Dance Zen, a freeform dance experience that is guided by our very own Sherry Hoffman. There she is, giving her love to all. Hi, Sherry. And it's an opportunity for you to simply let go, let your movement inform what needs to be informed within you. And so it's a great opportunity to let go of attachments, frankly, to let go of our attachment to what we think we need to look like when we dance. What if you got rid of that notion and you dance like nobody's watching? Here's the great news about Dance Zen. Nobody's watching. Nobody's watching. So go enjoy that as a spiritual practice. Would love to see you there. Also, this is the first time I'm talking about this. I want to let you know that on March 13th, Wednesday, March 13th, we have a self-described traveling monk, Brian Lottman, is going to be joining us for a satsang, Awakening the Heart, a satsang, on Wednesday, March 13th, 6 p.m. to 7:30. It is an event where we just invite you to come. There is a suggested donation. But don't let that stop you. If you want to come and just experience it, come just experience it. We'd love to see you there. And I'm excited to see how this plays out and experience this wonderful spiritual practice. So do please join us for that. So many other things going on. Always a delight to share this time with you. And if you want to find out more about what's happening, go to unitytucson.com. All right, that's it. Peace and blessings to you. I will see you all again tomorrow for the mindful moment once again at 9 a.m. Love to you all. Make your day magnificent. And know that you are magnificent. And release any attachment to why you think you're magnificent. Just know it. There's nothing out there that makes you magnificent. It is just the core of your being. I love you all. We'll see you soon. Bye.